Joining us now is a Bernie. Oh, you have a mic. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's turn that on. That's the blue one. We have a Bernie Bro supporter with us.
Bernie
I think
sis.
you're on. Are you good?
62-year-old female.
62-year-old female Bernie. So you're not a Bernie Bro. You're a Bernie sis, right?
I'm a boomer for Bernie.
A
Boomer for Bernie.
I love it.
I love that. What's your name?
LouAnne MacGlaughlin.
LouAnne, and tell us why you're a Bernie boomer for Bernie. I love that, boomer for Bernie. I got to write that down.
It comes down to who's being supported by the people and who's being supported by the big corporations. And the fact that Bernie's getting all his money from us, $5, $10 at a time from people who are retired and don't have it, I'm Bernie all the way.
So why do you tell me why you like Bernie? And first of all, thanks for coming on our show. What did you say your name is again?
LouAnne MacGlaughlin.
Okay, LouAnne, and let's say her name right. LouAnne MacGlaughlin. LouAnne, where are you from in New Hampshire?
I live right in Rochester right now, but
Okay.
I brought my kids up in Newmarket, so this area,
Really?
Seacoast.
So tell me why you're voting for Bernie Sanders Tuesday.
Because he's the only one I trust. He's the only one I trust. We can't settle for the middle ground. The country's gone way too far the other way, and I know that you're a conservative
Of course,
group,
yes.
so I don't agree with all of your policies. Well, sorry. But I just think that Bernie is there for the people. He's honest. He's the most honest politician in Washington year after year. That's what he gets voted, and I just think that everything he's pushing are the things that I want for everybody, not just myself. It's not me, it's all of us. And I don't see that in the Republican Party. You got to be white, you got to be a male, and then everything's okay, but everybody else get to the end of the line.
So let's look at the other candidates. Did you watch the debate last night?
I did.
I thought I called Bernie the winner. Nobody else did. I thought he held up to the criticism pretty well. And I thought he actually, last night, he started the sales process of here's why Medicare for all is good for you.
Right.
And so we started that. Look, it's a long process. I don't think it's going to be successful. But
Well, everybody keeps asking him how he's going to pay for it, but Trump, when he first took office, somebody did a big thing, and they proved that Medicare for all is going to be cheaper than what it's costing the average person now, because they're going to take out the middleman.
right. Well, that's his argument. That and if you took every this is why it's not to be taken lightly, because you take every middle class family, and I was just asking Tony on the way in today, take every middle class family and what you pay in premiums, deductibles, whatever, all the things you have to pay, and he added up for the year. I bet the average is $7,000 or $8,000. Family of four, at least that.
It's expensive.
So if I'm going to pay another $5,000 in taxes, you could probably sell that to me, or it's an argument. But one of the things I found last night is he came under attack, and he didn't really punch back. He took the punches, but he didn't really punch back. Why doesn't he just call Biden out for the loser he is? Why doesn't he call Pete out
That's
for the
not
fact
who
that
Bernie is. Bernie would like to keep it on what's going on in the world. He's not interested there.
Yeah, but they're going to try to steal it from him again.
The Democratic Party is going to try to steal it from him.
They're doing that no matter what we do, it seems. I mean, every time they lash out against him, his supporters send him more money.
Right.
It's keeping him going. But on the other hand, when is the Democratic Party going to wake up and realize that a large portion, if not a majority of their base, has moved away from where they want us to all be? The centralists are more like Republicans nowadays, in my estimation.
What do you think of Mayor Bloomberg coming in the race?
I think he's trying to cause a problem for Bernie. I mean, is he a Democrat? I mean,
He's non-binary.
I thought he was a Bush supporter back in the day. I didn't.
There was some point in his life where he was a Republican and he changed to a Democrat.
Well, he was a Republican mayor for
He was a Democrat,
3 terms.
then he became a Republican to run for mayor of New York, and now he's a Democrat.
I don't
again.
think anybody should be able to buy the election. It's just,
Wasn't that what Tom Steyer's done? He paid everybody $1 to send him $1 to get his 60,000.
Is
Well,
that what he did?
paid him $2 to send him $1.
$2 to send him $1 so he could get his.
Lost money.
He could hit the
He
60,000
lost
donor
to
threshold to get on the
debates.
stage.
He at least seems like he's in it for the little people. But Mayor Bloomberg is going to be worse than
Yeah, but what's his vision? Like that?
I don't
that's what-
know. His vision is to create a problem so that Bernie doesn't get the nomination. That's all the DNC is concerned. They keep saying any blue will do, vote blue no matter who, unless it's Bernie, and that seems to be the message from the Democratic Party. And
LouAnne has got this
That's
figured out.
so. That's what I was talking to somebody walking in.
I wish they'd
Yeah.
get their act together because they're losing a lot of us. I'm an independent, but since I started voting for Bernie, I've registered as a Democrat and haven't switched back like I used to. But
So you voted for Bernie in 2016 as
I
well.
did,
Right.
yes.
Right. And did you think you got screwed out of the nomination?
I did, but I respected the fact that he played by their rules. And the thing that bothers me is Hillary Clinton coming out against him now because he busted his butt after
Yeah.
they kind of screwed him out of the nomination.
Yeah, he never badmouthed her, and he never
he went
badmouthed the
out-
process that stole his nomination.
And he went out and campaigned for her.
Yeah.
Because he had more delegates than her. He had more won delegates than her. And it was the super delegates that put her in the
Seems
lead.
like they keep changing the rules so that
Well, now
he
they're
can't,
changing it
Right.
again so that Bloomberg can get on the debate stage.
which is ridiculous.
Remember, Bloomberg, I mean, this is what he's got to reconcile. You got Curtis and Lane remember this. The 1984 convention in, did I say 84? I'm sorry.
2004.
2004. Boy, I'm 20 years out. The
Time flies
2004
when you're having
convention,
fun, John.
2004 convention, which was in New York,
Right.
to renominate George Bush
Right.
and the warmonger, unrepentant Dick Cheney and his ilk. That nomination, I was there. One of the prime time featured speakers was Mayor Bloomberg in 2004. He
I
was
don't
like
remember
a
that.
major speaker. He didn't give the whatever they call the big
keynote.
He didn't give the keynote, but he was like a primetime Tuesday night 8:30 speaker. Was
Yeah.
Mayor Bloomberg?
So where are
at
the other
Republican
candidates
convention.
with those videos saying this guy is a?
It's coming. It's coming. Right now, they're dealing with New Hampshire, but I can see the Bernie Sanders campaign where he's at the convention and he's surrounded by George Bush and Dick Cheney and they're hand in hand. That's coming. Giuliani. That's coming.
Super Tuesday, because Bloomberg's not running in Iowa, didn't run in Iowa, not running in New Hampshire. Once he gets into the fray and he's on the ballot, that's when they're going to drop that bomb.
There's a lot. That's a lot. That's a big bomb.
You're live on the John Fredericks Radio Network special edition. Thanks for being with us on the John Fredericks Radio app. We're at the Bernie Sanders town hall meeting in Rochester. I'm predicting Bernie's going to be the nominee. We're with one of his Bernie supporters, Boomers for Bernie, not to give your age away, LouAnne
MacGlaughlin.
MacGlaughlin. I could read my own handwriting, LouAnne. I'm sorry
That's
about
okay.
that.
Are you related to John McLaughlin, the famous McLaughlin report on TV?
No, it's spelled totally different. It's actually McGlaughlin.
Oh, you got
MacGlaughlin.
You got the total Irish thing going. What's tell me about you said you brought your kids here, right?
I brought my kids up in this area.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought them up in the area.
Yeah.
You didn't
Brought
bring
them
them
up.
to the
I thought
event
you
today.
You took
No,
them
my
to the
my
event.
daughter, my youngest daughter supports Bernie, and she's going to UNH to the big
Oh,
Strokes.
Yeah,
concert.
University of New Hampshire.
great.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm showing my age.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know who they are either.
that makes three of us.
So your daughter's a Bernie backer also.
Yes, she is.
How old's your daughter?
She just turned 40.
And so she works. So so why is she a Bernie backer? Like, what's in it? If you're working, you have a job, and you're making money, and you got health insurance.
She doesn't have health insurance. Her husband works for a contractor. She works doing elder care part-time, so she doesn't get any benefits. And she's looked into, even with the reduced price, because what he makes yearly, even though there's no benefits with it, it puts them in a higher category. So I think she told me when she looked into it, the insurance would be like $800 and something a month. And the rents around here are ridiculous, so it's
Really?
yes, yeah, terrible. A 2-bedroom is like $1,400,
Right.
Yeah.
So so your daughter's family, it goes without health insurance
Yes.
because they
That's
make
that's
they
terrible.
make too much money to qualify for Obamacare subsidy.
But they don't feel like they have the $900 a month out of pocket to
Right.
do it right now.
Right. Plus, they have to pay their deductible.
Plus, they're trying to save up to move out of the crappy apartment
Yeah.
that they live in.
Right.
So,
Right, right. And what about this whole free college thing? How do you feel about
I think
that?
that's a great idea. I think that, children are the future. I know it's kind of cliche, but if we don't invest in them now,
Well, what do you say to the people that have already paid for college and
well, that would
worked
be,
their
we
butts
put
off?
my oldest daughter through 4 years at UNH, and let me tell you, that was not cheap. But my husband was a painting contractor, and she happened to start college at the time that he happened to start making good money, so we had to pay
Oh,
for
that
all
worked
of it.
out.
Right.
You
So
know?
so how do you feel that you, husband, worked his tail off to put your daughter through college, and then somebody else comes along and they don't have to pay anything? You think that's fair?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Not me, us. It's about all of us. It's
Ah.
about all of us. It's not
Good
about the
answer.
people that have enough money. You
Yeah.
know, it's about everybody. If we just gotta have everybody at least start out at the same place. This is a big country. We've made more money since the 1960s, and the 1% and the 10% are keeping it all. They got to share. Or they got to at least start paying taxes and put the money back into the infrastructure and stuff. They just can't keep it all. How many billions do you have to have in a bank before it's too much?
That's like the movie Wall Street. Remember that?
Yeah.
When Kirk Douglas died, didn't he?
Yeah.
Recently, yeah.
So, but
Michael
remember his
Douglas,
son,
his
Michael
kid.
Douglas. His father died. Remember what was it? Who was the one that played the young fella?
Martin
Sheen.
Sheen.
When he said,
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen. When he said, Gordon, how many yachts is enough? Right? Remember he said that?
Yeah,
That was a great line. How many yachts is enough? So it's kind of the same thing. So tell me, when you talk to other Bernie supporters, if you go to, our concern is you go to the convention, LouAnne, you go to Milwaukee. We'll be there, by the way. You go to Milwaukee. You have the lead in delegates, but you don't have 1,910. You've
So
got the
then
lead.
it changes into a whole different.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
changes into a super delegate system.
And then Bernie's going to lose.
So then you get screwed again. I mean, how is that going to make you feel?
Not very good.
Who would be
I-
your second choice if that happens? Could you see yourself voting for Joe Biden?
No. Yang.
Yang.
Yang. You'd be
Now, why?
Yang
Now, that's
Gang.
interesting. Yang Gang.
It was Elizabeth Warren until just recently, but I didn't like the way that she handled the whole thing with Bernie.
Right.
The whole.
Well, she made that up.
I don't know that she made
made
it
it
up,
up. She made it
but
up. Yeah, she made it
I
up.
think
I think she made it up.
She
it
made
was
it
a
up.
spin.
She
Yeah.
made it up. No, she totally made it up. Because, first of all, Bernie is. One thing you say about Bernie, and I've had him on my show several times, and I've been at events with him, he's a gentleman.
He's honest.
He's a gentleman. I mean, no matter what
That's true.
happens, there's no evidence ever that the guy is anything but a gentleman in every situation. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, you know,
And they
when-
were friends. Why would he say that to her?
he's not going to say that to her. He would never say that to her. That's just her making it up because her campaign sucks.
And she has a bit of a history of
making-
not always telling the truth
making
Really?
things
or
up.
making things up.
Embellishing the truth a little bit?
Whereas Bernie has no history of that.
No, Bernie's Bernie.
He tells you
know.
what he thinks, even
Whether
if
he-
you don't like it. He'll tell you what he thinks.
And I'd rather hear that than. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think he's going to be able to do everything at once, but I think he's going to turn the country around and put us in a much better direction, one that works for everybody.
Well, I thought in the watching the debate last night, it was like Bernie had a vision, and everybody else just said, "I can beat Trump." And
That's it. That's their strategy.
That's
That's
their
all
strategy.
I hear
I
coming
know.
out of
Well,
them.
everybody. Some complaints that I've heard about Bernie is that he keeps saying the same thing, but his message hasn't changed. His message
right.
is not going to change,
Right.
which is what I like.
right,
And that's the first message, the first lesson of political communication is repeat, repeat, repeat. Say it. People aren't listening all the time, so you need to say the same thing over and over and over again. That's what I tell candidates. I've worked
Except
with
that
candidates.
it's working
Really?
in a bad way for Trump, though. Because with him, it's like you say it enough, people will. Well, his supporters believe him anyway. But
yes, they do. I'm one of them. But I do like Bernie, and he's been on my show, and we're trying to understand the movement and the enthusiasm. And I got to tell you, I look at this Pete guy, Curtis. We got a couple minutes here,
He scares me.
and I don't get it.
Oh, really?
It's
Why
like-
does he scare you?
He was like he's like Stepford guy.
Because he came out of nowhere.
Right.
He started saying that, you know, he released all this stuff about how he supported a lot of Bernie's programs, but now it seems like he's being, for a better term, sucked into the corporate machine.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
He is from the corporate
People-
machine.
Well, but he wanted us to think that he wasn't when he started out.
Well, that's
He is
Wasn't he a lobbyist for?
and McKinsey. He was a
McKinsey?
consultant for McKinsey.
one of the top consulting
McKinsey-
firms in the country. And the guy made a ton of money.
Made a ton of money. off-
McKinsey is the company that goes around to corporations and tells them how to offshore move their operations to China or Mexico, how to cut staff, how to cut people out, how to make more money by getting rid of people, and
Screw the little guy.
yeah, how to screw the little
He's
guy.
the
yeah,
ultimate
yeah.
corporate
how to
machine
merge,
on stage.
you know, buy up another company, buy up the competition, get rid of people, and that's
lower,
what McKinsey
lower
does.
wages, ship jobs overseas, get rid of your supply chain.
Yeah, and raise
Pay-
the share price for the
Pay
people
to-
at top.
Pay the workers in Vietnam $2 in a rice ball
Yeah.
instead of a decent wage. Make more money, get a bigger bonus. That's what he was consulting on.
That's right.
Now he's like some kind of man of the people. But last night it was like.
But we're
it
supposed
was
to
like
we're supposed to
Robo.
like him because he's gay. I mean seriously. Not to be misunderstood here. The idea is identity politics. If you're look at Obama. Obama was a corporate shill. He was. What did he do with the bailout? He bailed out the big banks. He did not help the homeowner got screwed out of their
Damn right.
mortgage. But the fact that he was not white means he's automatically a liberal and automatically a progressive.
He was not. He didn't govern as a liberal.
He
other
did
than-
not
other
govern
than
as a
the
liberal.
Obamacare,
But
he
you're not
governed as a
allowed to
liberal.
criticize him because
Of his color.
of his color.
But they're starting to do it now. I
and
mean, the
now
guy-
with Mayor Pete, same thing. Oh, because he's of the right gender
I don't-
or
well,
something,
I don't think
he's
that
got to be an
goes-
automatic liberal. He gets a pass on everything.
I don't think that goes.
And I don't think people buy it
but
anymore.
you said, LouAnne,
I'm making LouAnne uncomfortable.
LouAnne, you got a minute. You've got.
I don't want to miss my Bernie show.
I know. But
No,
just,
no.
just tell us this. Why do you think
Thank you.
Pete's dangerous?
I just think that he's kind of flip-flopped on things, and I don't like, I don't know, I just don't like his attitude when he's talking, trying to make his point. It's all talking points, and I don't trust him.
The same 8 talking points that you said. He says the same 8 talking points over and over again.
Every answer he has is 8 talking points redone, cut and pasted in a different way.
Right.
Every
And he's
single
always
one of them.
he's always trying to talk about leaving the past behind and looking forward and let's not look
We're
backward.
better than that.
Well, because he doesn't want people to look at his lack of experience.
Right.
He's
Right.
trying to deflect from that all the time. You cannot change the fact that you're, 37 years old or 35 years old, however old he is.
Right.
But he doesn't have any experience to run a country.
All right, we got to
LouAnne, thank you so much.
You were great.
Thank you for
LouAnne
listening to
MacGlaughlin,
me.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. You did fabulous, by the way. Great
Yours
job.
for
Yes.
Bernie.
Great job.
Yay.
If you,
Very nice
we will
to meet
send
you.
you this tape if you
This
want
is
to.
WJFN 100.5 FM, Goochland, Richmond. Real news, real talk.